Hello and happy new year to everybody. We are excited to be here. And of course, I agree with David, starting the year off right with Celeste. Celeste, welcome. How we
Hey,
doing?
I'm pretty okay. How you doing?
Pretty okay. I mean, that's better than we could describe many days from 2023. So hopefully better year for all of us.
Yeah, kind of a tough one, honestly, but that's okay. Hopefully we can improve things.
Yeah, that would be nice. It definitely had a lot of ups and downs last year, and one of the big things is we've had a lot of crazy stuff happen in physical media. We're here to talk about VS today. Before I go and share the website, wanted to share a page out of the zine that goes out for the disconnected, and this is just to highlight what's coming out this week and what we can expect and what days and all that. So, reminder for today. We are getting 3 Vinegar Syndrome titles. That is from the main line. So if you do subscribe today, you will get those 3 titles. And funny enough, I think this is the year we've had to give this caveat more than ever before. They've also said 4 in some places. So there's been some mistypings and errors that have happened. It could be 3, it could be 4. I'm betting it's 3 because I believe we're getting a Forgotten Jolly box set.
Hmm.
So 3 would make sense. Today we will also get a VSU, and then we are also getting 12 partner label announcements today. And then, of course, there's also going to be some Blu-ray slips that are on sale for the entire 24-hour period from now until noon Eastern tomorrow, which is when we were going to see the deal switch over to box sets. But the big thing, that new sub label. What are you thinking about that line?
The one, I don't know how to pronounce it, cinematograph or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think it'll be really cool. I don't know. I'm always of like mixed feelings about these new sub labels, in that like
Yep.
I understand why they have to exist because they can't. I think I was talking about this in the Discord. Like, to make a subscription for everything that they have, they're going to have to ask for like a $2,000 investment, and I think that
Yeah,
that's
at
just not
least.
going to happen for anybody. And so it's an interesting, or I think it's probably the best way they can split the difference and like make sure that they're still putting out the output that they need to put out with how much stuff they have, versus like actually getting people a good value for the actual subscription.
Right.
Um, it's a tough balance when you just have so much in your vaults to release, you know.
Yeah, this is true. And then, of course, when you are housing so many partner labels, if you are like Celeste or myself and wanting to venture out into some of these weird lines of things, sometimes that subscription kind of makes sense. Like, I'm not trying to talk anybody into that purchase necessarily because it's very pricey, obviously. But
Mhm.
if you buy even, I don't know what the number is exactly, but if you're gonna buy maybe 100 of them this year, like that's already about the subscription cost and savings that you would get. And
Mhm.
100 is a lot. I'm not saying that's not a lot.
Yeah.
That's a huge number of releases. But
Right. But you don't
and
have
it
to get that many to like
right,
take a good chunk off of the price, right?
right.
I'll be doing my video about it soon because the site will be back up and I can actually go back into my purchase history and do some more calculations. And we'll actually have the breakdown of what's included in the subscription coming up, hopefully.
Right.
Cobweb's channel, shout out to you. He makes really great videos, and he's been a very kind friend and supporter. So shout out to you.
Yeah,
Know that
this is
well.
gonna be an interesting week for everybody. Dallas says, when will sublabels start getting their own sublabels?
Wait. Hold up a second. Jason Bean, what are you saying about Agfa? Because I know that Altered Innocence is taking a hike, but what about Agfa?
I guess we'll see if there's an actual announcement.
Because
Because
that would be pretty upsetting.
I have not heard anything, and they are one of the original partner labels, so we
Uh-huh.
shall see on that front.
Yeah.
There is more stuff coming later this week. As you can see, we got a VSL coming on Wednesday, VSP on Friday, VSA on Saturday, and then another, this second release in this cinematograph or cinematography, whatever we're going to call this line, that's coming on this coming Sunday. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting week to see what goes on sale. Um, Bloodnail loves Agfa. Sibner, is that Panther a hint? Most likely that Panther is a part of a slip or art or something for one of these releases. I'm willing to bet it's probably the VSL on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they were hinting things last time, it was heavily focused on the VSL.
Jeremy, you doing okay?
This was the first Black Friday in 3 years I didn't buy anything. The few titles I'm interested in weren't interesting enough to justify half off, hoping they'll be cheaper this week. Whew. Let's see. Cheaper than half off is probably not going to be super common, but never know with them. I mean, everything goes on sale, and they make all kinds of sales during these events, that's for sure.
Well, the warehouse stuff is less than half off, generally speaking, or
Right.
like the subscriber week sales, which should be today. But I don't think they're going to be titles quite that new. They're usually like a few years old and just
Right.
like clearing stock at that point. So yeah,
So
I don't know about that.
one of the things to discuss before this goes live for everybody is 2023 as a whole. How do you feel it was for Vinegar Syndrome?
It's complicated, right?
Yeah.
I think they really ramped up. Like there's positives and negatives, and I think it's mostly positives. And I don't want to sit here and complain or like shit on them or something, because I gotta be honest, I watched the Against the Grain documentary the other night. Man, it's so good, and it
It's
just
pretty
like
great.
kind of had me like, they're doing great stuff, and like yeah, they're kind of become like this all-encompassing behemoth, but like it's not like it's in service of something cynical, I guess, right? Like they have a good mission statement and they seem to do a good job and they seem to be sticking to it. I don't know. I've talked about this in other avenues already, but like I feel like, yeah, the sales have been a little bit. I want to be careful with how I say this because I benefit quite greatly from the sales and I actually don't
Right.
want them to stop. But it does sort of feel like at a certain point, like to me personally, Black Friday isn't really a big deal anymore for their
Nope.
site. Like it's just half off. Okay. Like today we're going to be getting stuff for less than half off, like considerably. And that's what I'm more excited about, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a harder sell for the subscription when stuff that was in my subscription last year ended up in a subscriber week sale this year for like less than what I got it for my subscription.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that personally because I kind of knew what I was getting into. Like the nature of a subscription is that like you're signing up for the whole thing and you're part of it is just like I believe in this mission statement and I believe in what is happening here and I want everything and I want to support it, and like if it ends up being cheaper later, like that's kind of how it goes, right? It's okay.
It's basically an investment.
Yeah. And like I didn't have to worry about shipping and I got all these other benefits. It's like I'm okay with it. It's a very small thing that Shriek of the Mutilated was like $12 instead of 20, it's fine. But at the same time, I can see how if you're not an obsessive or whatever, you look at that and you're like, why would I even like I'm getting it cheaper now having not subscribed than a subscriber did last year, right? And like I do think it's pretty unavoidable that they've like devalued their own product, even the limited edition stuff, like when stuff is coming out that cheap. And I kind of get it. Again, like they have so much inventory that like it takes up a lot of room, and like they keep like the amount of output they're putting out every month is just such that I kind of get it. They need to clear out the stuff that's not selling. But I think a lot of people went into this year, like I've seen people explicitly say this, like excited because they were expecting them to become like a Scream Factory or something, but better.
Much more mainstream.
Like, I mean, that would be great because they do such a better job than Scream Factory, but like that's just not what's going on here. And I think that they could have easily struck while the iron was hot and like kind of went a little harder into like acquiring more recognizable mainstream titles or whatever. And I think they kind of did the opposite, and they like went harder and leaned into like weird films and like foreign films. And this Lost Film box set is like the ultimate blind buy and like obscurity. I don't know. There were whole months that were all foreign language films. There were a lot of like art films that they put out. I feel like they kind of doubled down on like, no, we do weird shit. And I really, really respect that. So I don't know.
So an interesting thing about this that I've been thinking about, though, however, is Vinegar Syndrome is very much meticulous about planning in advance. So that glut of
Mhm.
mainstream titles that came out in 2022, yes, 2022, was not acquired in 2022, most likely. They probably had been
Right.
working on some of those for a very long time. I
Mhm.
have a feeling that this year was sort of on the the backswing of that mainstream year, and because of that, they couldn't really put as much into licensing for a lot of those. However, that could mean 2024 is a much more mainstream year for them again. Not promising that for anybody, but it could be. It
Mhm.
also could just be they were, these were in line after they'd planned for that little bit of a mainstream year to maybe get some extra influx, and now they mix it up moving forward every year from now on. And if they get enough people buying into it, they can afford some of those bigger licenses. So who knows? I mean, the big thing though is Vinegar Syndrome has always wanted to go after many of these smaller titles. The weird, I mean, their first title ever was adult films from Herschel Gordon Lewis. Like, we're
Mhm.
not going to be, discussing them putting out Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny on 4K or something. This is a company that is going to be focusing on a huge array of titles.
Mhm. That's an interesting point. I hadn't thought about that. I do wonder, obviously I'm not on their planning schedule or whatever, but like I
Right.
wonder if hey Sam, what's up? I wonder if like I th- I get the sense that they have things planned out 2 or 3 years in advance, and like if they wanted to, they could have switched around some stuff to make this year a little bit more in line with people's expectations from last year and put some of the heavy hitters out this year.
Yep.
And it almost feels like there was an active choice not to do that. Of course, I don't know that for sure. Like it could just be that they had all the weirdo obscure stuff this year to like kind of capitalize on all the people who signed up expecting something else or something, and then like there were licenses in place where they couldn't put them out this year. I don't know, I'm not privy to these things. It's just my perception is that they had an opportunity and they kind of said fuck you to that and did something way weirder, and I really respect that. But you know
We got Barney asking, do we think that one of the bigger reasons a lot of stuff sold out last year was due to the number of sales, which incentivized a lot of folks to grab things alongside those titles? Um,
Maybe.
for some titles, sure, but then for other titles, it's going to be because they're highly sought after. Like Thriller was last year. That sold out immediately because that title has been wanted for a long time, and it was the definitive release of that film. We're never going to get a better release of Thriller than what we got. So
um I think this year I was kind of surprised seeing stuff with really high print runs sell out like before they went on sale. Like Gorgo sold out, which I don't think I would have expected, and
right.
which by the way I still take full credit for that. Undefeatable sold out. It had like 8,000 units or something like that.
Yep.
The Boogeyman sold out. Like there were some titles that maybe are not A-listers or something that sold out before a sale. And I was kind of thinking like, okay, you're upping your print runs, you're doing below cost sales. You're going to
Yep.
be training people to not buy these things at the price that will actually get you your money back, but then people are anyway. So I don't know. I think there's definitely a sense that this devaluing thing is happening, but it also just kind of feels like, I don't know, they seem to know what they're doing, and like people are not like the thing that I would expect to happen, which is just like training to wait for sales, doesn't seem to be happening to the extent that I would expect, right? Like I'm still seeing a lot of stuff sell out before it goes on sale.
I think the hard part, though, when we discuss it like that, is we're only talking about Vinegar Syndrome, and the fact of the matter is, Vinegar Syndrome is training the entire industry to shop only during sales, and many of these other labels that are not Vinegar Syndrome or OCN just plain can't put stuff on sale. Um, eh, I mean, historically, MVD had a couple sales a year, but if you look over 2023, I don't think we went more than 2 weeks where Arrow Video was not on sale for months at a time.
Yeah, you want
Radiance
to talk
had
about an
way more
egregious
sales than I
number of
expected.
sales. Like Arrow is always on sale.
Yeah, Arrow is always on sale.
Um,
They're not as good as prices as VS
they're
many of
not.
the
They don't
times though.
feel like they're on sale, but they
Right.
are. Yes, your point is valid. I was more so talking about like I would think that they've been training their own customer base to not buy
Right.
stuff on release date, but I can't speak to the general trends of the entire industry. I think that what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I don't know that there's a we'd have to, I guess, probably wait and see and hear from other labels and see some data on that. But I think that you're probably right. Like, I think that, I mean, well, hold on. Let me play devil's advocate for a second, because I think Kino has done a similar thing where they put out a release and then literally 2 months
agreed.
later, it's like $20 or $10. Like, they feel the most egregious to me. Where like, I straight up don't know why you would ever buy a Kino release on release date unless you're just like an obsessive about slipcovers. Like, why? Like, it'll be on sale in like a week, like, so I don't know that it's just them, but I do agree that that is becoming a trend for a lot of people. And I mean, to keep playing devil's advocate a little bit, like, it's always been a thing that people say, don't buy Criterion titles unless they're on sale. Just don't do that.
Yep.
And then most people don't do that, So I wonder how much this is something we can lay at the feet of them, and more so just like a general marketing strategy that works for everyone,
To a point. Chris Silvestri, I forget, do we have to subscribe first to get the deals? What I'm asking is, my subscription from last year officially expired. Yes, absolutely. There is nothing carrying over from your subscription from last year. Your awards, or not awards, your rewards, your tier is officially reset. If you want to get the VSU at half off, if you want to get the partner labels at half off, you have to subscribe first, because nothing carries over like that. The Blu-ray slips that are for sale today at starting at noon Eastern, those are going to be on sale for everybody. But yeah, if you're going to subscribe later in the week, you might want to, you definitely don't want to get the partner labels until you subscribe. But if something's close to selling out and you really wanted it, you may want to jump on it. The big question from New World Pictures Podcast, Ryan says, will you be subscribing again, Celeste?
Probably. In fact, I'm just building. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I mean, that's like a 99% right now. As soon as I see the titles, I'm gonna be like, yep, add to cart. Look. I know that I've been pretty public about our monetary struggles lately, and some people might be giving me a side eye right now, but like, we are in a better spot right now. Like, my partner was between jobs, and those first few paychecks have started to come in and be more consistent, so I don't have to pick up as much of the slack. And like, the Patreon is doing better, and like, this is an investment in content for the channel at the end of the day. Like, that has become like a huge part of the output on my channel is coverage on this stuff. And I shot my Blu-ray audits for November and December, and they're not up yet because editing is hard, but you'll see that I put my money where my mouth was, and I fucking saved for this. So we'll see. And I'm also not paying for it all at once. Like, PayPal is my friend today. Paying for,
Barney wants to know, have we heard of Dark Force and know their backstory? Yes and yes. We won't get into it today. That's a rough backstory. Let's see. Joel says, I don't think they're at Kino level of training folks yet. Not quite. They're training other labels like Scream Factory to put stock counts on their sites. FOMO is good for business, sadly. This is true. More stuff sold out in 2022 than 2023, says Ryan. I'm not entirely sure on that. I know there's been some weird fluctuations in stock. Like, some of the VS mainline stuff used to be very low, and then they went up, and then they like kind of fluctuated somewhere in the middle. And then many of the partner labels have gone from 2,000 to 1,000. It's an odd, interesting time. Pulp wants to know, can you buy stuff this week without being a subscriber? Of course, you can buy everything this week without being a subscriber. If you wanted to get stuff at a bit of a discount, the partner labels, all the sub labels like VSU, VSL, VSA, VSP, God, there are too many of those. You can't get a discount on those unless you are a subscriber first. Yes. Chris wants to know, did I lose my rewards then? Told he was going to use them towards the subscription. You did not lose your rewards, but you lost your tier. So you're not going to get points at the same. I think when you're at the highest level, you get like 2 points per dollar spent or something like that. You just go back to
So
1 point per dollar spent,
it's a 1.5 multiplier, I think.
something like
It
that.
goes from 1.25 to 1.5. It might be 1.75 actually, something like that.
The hard part, though, I don't think you can use your reward points and the subscriber discount from last year at the same time. I think you have to choose one or the other when you're checking out.
I don't think so.
If it lets you, that's great. But
Specifically from last year or just in general?
well, this is the first year that we've been able to subscribe after having the rewards like that and getting the
Oh, I see.
discount from the previous year. And I believe somebody on Facebook had answered that from VS that you can only use one. But either way, like
Huh.
if you're going to be buying a bunch of partner labels, just use the rewards points against those because it's the same amount of money basically that you're
Mhm.
saving. But I mean, try first. I'm not saying that you can't for sure. That's just what people are supposedly reporting. Let's see. Ultimately, buy what you can, get other things later. Remember, you're doing this because of the art of film more than anything else. Amen to John. Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. I will say, with the subscriber thing, like I think the reasons to do it are you want things as they're released. You want discounts on partner labels. It's really the biggest thing, I think. If you're like a hardcore
Yep.
freak like us, right? Like that's what you want. And the sub labels and stuff. And if you really, really care about slipcovers, like that's kind of the best way to do that. If you don't care about slipcovers and you're more selective about your purchasing and you don't find yourself shopping this site every single month, like I'm gonna be so honest with you, like you're better off waiting for sales. And if the slip sells out, the slip sells out. Like if you don't care about that, like Godspeed, honestly. And that's probably your best strategy.
One other perk that we've really kind of failed to highlight because it's kind of just baked into this, and a lot of us that are subscribers just plain forget. When you're a subscriber, free shipping is a big deal too.
It
You
is.
never you
Mhm.
never have to worry about reaching that free shipping level, and you never. Yes, John, that is the Emmanuel box set. Some subliminal messaging there. You can tell I've been maybe diving into some stuff. Yeah,
Diving into
it's
smut.
who was I talking to about it? I went and showed them the little pinwheel across the stream the other day. Yeah, the free shipping is a big thing, and I know for a
Yeah.
lot of us, like if you go to Orbit for one thing and you're like, oh, if I can just find two other things I want and save that $10, I'll be
Mhm.
spending 40 more. But whatever, it's you don't have to worry about
You don't
that
ever
for
have to worry
VS,
about it. Yeah.
so it's nice. Peppa Crab, does free shipping work outside of America? May look into it if it does. I believe it does, depending on how often you get your bundle, but it all comes in that same package eventually.
Well, if you're a subscriber, they charge you a different rate for international shipping, and then that's bundled into your
Yep, the
you get
subscription.
free shipping forever after that, which
Yeah.
is like, okay, that's another thing. If you're an international customer, shipping prices are brutal. And like the idea of having free shipping for the whole year on this stuff, like if you're a fan, if you can afford it, that's kind of a no-brainer to me just for the shipping. Like that's pretty crazy.
That and I think that's why one of these big things like losing Altered Innocence today hurts for a lot of people because
It
now
does.
if you're an international purchaser getting an Altered Innocence title is like, oh well shoot, now it goes from
The whole thing.
$20 to 35.
Yeah. Like me in my endless privilege, apparently. I'm just like, ugh. I'm so used to paying 17 for their titles, and now I gotta pay $5 shipping on some website.
Well,
It's like that can be the deal breaker, you know? And but for international people, it's even worse. Like at that point, it's an investment just to get one of their titles. Like it really sucks, honestly.
it
Um,
does, but we also don't know where they're going yet, and we don't
mm,
know their pricing yet. Even like Fun City was less after they left VS than I expected them to be. It wasn't the same base price as they were on VS.
yeah, and they were on MVD, right? So like at
Yeah,
least there's tons of labels there that you can bundle together for a free shipping sort of deal, or at least a better value on your shipping,
exactly.
right? So
All right, here is the site pending to go in. So as we can see, it opens at 12:01, which is in about 6.5 minutes. Today we're going to have three VS titles, a VSU, and the partner label titles. These other ones that are listed here, these will come later in the week. They are saying this is your only chance to become a full year subscriber. Emphasis on this because they will probably still allow the half year subscription
mhm.
starting in June.
Yeah, I
And
noticed they changed the verbiage on that because they used to say to become a subscriber, and I don't
yep.
think that they meant it in the way that people took it, but I think it was confusing, and they were like, okay.
Yeah, felt a little weird. We got discounts that are going up all week this week, starting at noon, refreshed. And a big reminder is if you're looking at those points, like we were just talking about, if you are going on the discounted items, those get you 5 times the number of the Media Club points. So that
It's
helps
kind of
quite a bit.
nice, yeah. Hmm.
And yeah, those points, they can do some pretty great stuff when you're looking at discounting stuff down the line. Let's see. Notice they've done away with the darkroom image. That is a different image this time.
Wait, hang on a second, Ryan. We can't let you off the hook here. Are you resubscribing?
You noticed that, eh?
Uh-huh. I was like,
uh,
you just fucking let me talk because I can do that. But no,
s-
no, no, no.
I may subscribe later this week. I'm let's see how transparent to be here. I'm waiting on lots of unpaid invoices for someone's favorite right now. There's
Mm-hmm,
one
mm-hmm.
person in particular that has straight ignored me for 3 months of finished work.
Not great.
No. And yeah, if I had all that right now, I'd say yes immediately. But it's a
All
lot of
right,
money.
well, let's start naming names here. All right, let's get some public shame so Ryan can fund his subscription. Okay.
Even better, if you join the Discord through our Patreon, I think just based on the discourse yesterday, you can find out who is not paying me because of Will's
Oh, I need to get that in there.
catty
I'm not.
attack on this one individual.
I'm not paying attention.
It was if you didn't know the situation, it was very passive aggressive.
That's fun. What'd you do last night for New Year's Eve?
I tried to keep my kids awake, and amazingly, they both lasted till midnight, and then we're both awake before 6 a.m. Damn it! I don't understand my children.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, but yeah,
We
I
watched
watched.
uh we watched a
Oh, no
Disney
doubt.
documentary that was on Disney Plus last night for their 100-year thing. That was pretty fun.
Nice. We watched the Polar Express. Don't ask me why.
Christmas Eve, nice.
Sure, yeah. It's terrible. Like it's so bad. Actually, that's why we watched it. Because I watched it by myself a couple of years ago, and I was shocked at how awful and uncanny and like how much of a nightmare film it is. And I was like, I should have watched this with people. And so this year, it was kind of there were bummer things going on. We needed a pick me up, cheer up sort of uncanny valley horror show
Right.
to break us out of this depression, as it were. So that worked pretty well.
Yeah, that movie's pretty damn creepy, I gotta admit.
It's one of the strangest films I've ever seen. Like very. I'm not exaggerating.
Yep. One big thing I wanted to remind everybody too is when we have the site open here in just a couple minutes, you're not necessarily subscribing blind. Generally, they will give
Mhm.
some vague hints, but also just plain reveal like 8 titles
Yeah,
coming across this year. So
they did
when
the
we
Prophecy last year, which was like a big
yes,
one.
super early too. I did not expect them
Hmm.
to reveal that. So when we go in, we will see all of January, of course, but also we'll probably see like one thing from October or November. We'll probably see some very big hints for October and November, but they'll
Hmm.
reveal like, hey, we're doing this box set in July or something like that. So there will be a lot that we can generally see.
Yeah, yeah.
Ice, what's going on? Been a while, my dude.
Hello, hello.
Did they really? Yes, they absolutely did. Yeah, we knew about Prophecy all year.
Hmm.
David, the vague hints always sound amazing. That copy. Yeah, they are great at copywriting of Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, I think it's Justin who does that, right? Generally speaking.
Well, I mean, I think it used to be, but they've gotten so big. I don't think he does it for all of it anymore.
Yeah, he at least does the partner labels, I think. But whoever they got good writers in there doing a good job.
We are down to our final minute. Big things. VSU coming today. We haven't even gotten a single hint. That's
Yeah, it's kind of
very
just,
interesting.
and those are generally big titles. So
Yeah.
I
Although,
don't know. Maybe we'll
did
be
we get a
getting
hint about
fucking.
Showgirls last time? I don't think we got a hint about that.
Yeah, we got like
Oh,
there was
we
sperm
did.
on the
Sidekicks is
image
the
and
one.
like
Sidekicks is the one that we didn't get a hint for, right?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, it's hard to remember. There's so many sales and hints and all that
Mhm.
crap to remember.
It's constant.
Yep.
Which, to their credit, they know what they're doing. 20 seconds. I'm excited. I don't seem it because it's early for me and I haven't finished my coffee, but I am excited.
We're going to be talking about something in just a few minutes that I will prove to you that many people are also very stoked on Prophecy. But first, we're going to dive into this because we are about to open.
Hell yeah.
Here we go.
Ooh.
Southern Comfort 4K. Here's the horrible Dr. Hitchcock that we knew about that was coming 4K. Forgotten Jolly Volume 6. Santet and Santet 2. That is interesting. So the VSU is Southern Comfort. Man, I'm going to dive into that one. That might be the Panther tease right there. And let's look at the year before we dive into everything else.
Mm-hmm.
2023 was our busiest year yet. We unleashed all these titles and our outrageous 10-film Lost Picture Show set. 2024, we're confident your mind will be blown even further as we dig deeper into the rarest, weirdest, craziest, and most unexpected genre cinema ever made. By now, you've seen the January sets. We got the horrible Dr. Hitchcock. We've got the Death Carries a Cane, Bloodstained Shadow, and Naked You Die in the Forgotten Jolly box set, presented on disc with its English language cut intact for the first time. Indonesian horror with Susanna, starring duo Santet 1 and 2. Interesting. I didn't know if VS had those. As the year continues, look forward to Saul Bass's landmark sci-fi masterpiece Phase 4 on UHD. Wow. The incredible Greek art horror Singapore Sling on Blu-ray and featuring a brand new 4K restoration.
Sling.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. Final confirmed, definitely not being delayed again, Intrepidos Punks is finally being released, along with even more Forgotten Jolly, more homegrown horror featuring Haunted Ween, among others, more outrageous action and horror from Hong Kong, including Corpse Mania on UHD, with a couple huge titles from Paramount, plus more major attractions from MGM, with major in quotation marks. That means something. Huh. So
Yeah.
let's.
Also, Intrepidos Punks, Nosferatu, a patron subscriber friend of mine, was like telling me, "Hey, this film is fucking amazing. I really hope VS does it." So shout out to you. You got your wish, and I'm excited.
Intrepidos Punks has been announced, I believe, twice from VS, and it's finally coming. That's pretty damn cool. So yeah, looking throughout the year, we've got January visible, February Phase 4 4K, Never on Blue, early 60s Italian horror 3-film Spanish giallo set. March is 4K debut of an acclaimed 60s horror anthology. We should be able to figure that one out. There wasn't a ton of anthologies in the 60s. Singapore Sling on Blu-ray, exclusively restored by VS, which means there's probably another release coming. That's why they have to say exclusively restored. And then Never on Disc 80s Italian horror double feature. April, Never on Disc Slasher, 4K and English friendly Blu-ray debut of an 80s Italian horror and 80s Hong Kong action. May is 80s Hong Kong action 4K double feature. Jesus.
This is insane. It's like, come on.
Homegrown Horror Volume 3 with Haunted Ween and 2 other regional rarities, plus 2 surprise 4Ks.
That's insane. 4 4Ks and a box set for May. That's fucking nuts. But also, I adore the homegrown horror sets. I've loved both of them, and I'm just so excited for this third one. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I thought there was maybe a sliver of a chance that, like, at that low price point, because we didn't even talk about that. If you've already subscribed, it's only $8.50 when you get your coupon, which is insane. I thought there was a chance when we got this breakdown. It's like, oh well, that's why. It's not quite up to the standards as usual, but it seems, I don't know, just as good to me. Just minus the 10-film set, right? Like shit.
June is going to be partners only month. July is Intrepidos Punks. Blu-ray double feature plus 2 other horror and action releases. August will be a 70s drive-in horror classic on 4K, sleazy Hong Kong Cat 3 film, and a wild Paramount Euro sleaze rarity. September, 80s horror classic on 4K, giallo classic on 4K, grimy Mexican horror. And then October, which October and November is where they start getting pretty crazy. October is going to have 70s horror masterpiece on 4K, Forgotten Jolly late 80s edition, Never on Disc slasher, and a Corpse Mania 4K Blu-ray combo. And then November, a horror box set and an epic 4K Blu-ray debut, plus 2 secret surprise titles.
Now that MSRP is fairly high. I wonder how many films are in that horror box set.
That's a good question. I mean, with it hitting 245.
Okay, so I have a couple thoughts, maybe questions. Phase 4, I'd have to look that up. I don't think I know what that is, but I might recognize a poster if I saw it. It rings a bell.
You would. It's a very famous poster.
Okay, is it the one with like the hole in the hand?
Yes, I believe
the right one. Okay, I know what that is then. Cool. Singapore Sling is one that I think Twitch of the Death Nerve was the one most recently that was talking it up, and it looks amazing. And it was on the Criterion channel, and it was on my watch list for sure. Corpse Mania. I don't know what that is either, if I'm being honest. Is that something bigger than I'm thinking it is?
It's a big Hong Kong title.
Okay. So the main observation I have here is they seem to have tripled down on international cinema, which is fucking sick.
I'm all about it.
You already had partner labels. Okay.
Yeah, forgot all about these for a moment. Saturn's Core doing Age of Demons. Bleeding Skull, brand new partner label, doing Blonde Death. Connie is doing Cleaners. Art Label doing Cracking Up. That sounds interesting. Yellowvale Pictures does Dogs Don't Wear Pants. Highly recommend this film. Have you seen Dogs Don't Wear Pants yet?
I've never heard of it. What a great title.
It is an incredible movie. Highly, highly recommend it. Film Movement. The early films of, I believe so. Ashgar Farhadi, Dancing in the Dust and Beautiful City. Altered Innocence, Gay USA, Snapshots of 1970s LGBT resistance.
Yeah.
Damn, what a going out note. ETR Media, Never Surrender, a Galaxy Quest documentary. We kind of knew that was coming. Okay. Canadian International Pictures is doing One Man. Factory 25, Sex and Broadcasting, a film about WFMU. That will sell well, I'm sure. Altered Innocence doing The Strangler. We knew that one was coming. They've been hyping that up. And then
I was looking at their
Crocodile doing
and it looks amazing. Tune. And the tune, fuck yes. I'm glad I'm live for this one because I literally like lost my shit when they announced it on your show. This is one of my top Blu-ray wishlist films. I love this film so much. I will go to bat for it. For anyone, like if you don't like it, I don't know, shoot me a message and I won't refund you, but I'll tell you you're wrong. It's really fucking good.
Actually, I think you had that as one of your wish list titles on Unsung Horrors, right?
I did. I wanted a whole Bill Plimpton set because he has a lot of films that are great and none of them have good releases. But you know what? If I got to take them piecemeal, I'll take it. Like because they rule. Wait, I want to see some of his short films on here because I've seen a lot of them. Hell yes, they are. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. Guard Dog is really fun. Your Face is good. They're all good. Like his shorts are amazing.
Yeah, Plimpton's incredible.
And I love that slip.
It's a very Plimpton slip.
I mean, I'll have to look at the old bank account, but that's going straight in the cart as soon as possible.
All right, I'm going to dive into some of these specifically. For the VSU, oh man, Southern Comfort is a pretty big title.
Hold on real quick. Film Movement, I've recognized them and I'm now looking at their label. It's because you covered them on the last show, right? They're doing like a set of sorts coming up.
Is that them?
Or am I thinking of someone else? Because I know them from somewhere, but I don't know what.
It might have been them. Let me take a look right quick because somebody is doing that set that Umbrella announced also.
Bleeding Skull, I wasn't aware was like doing their own releases. I thought they were kind of like like something weird doesn't seem to do their own releases anymore. They seem to just like collab with other people. I thought that they were just like an AGFA collaborative entity of sorts. But
They
that's
were.
cool. Their own
They
stuff.
Sibner is pointing out the numbers on the Film Movement title.
Yeah, let's take a look.
It must be pretty low already.
It looks about right. 1,000 units and 960.
Yeah, they've only sold 31 of them.
Maybe he thought it was a 2,000 print, or maybe he's looking at the standard edition because it's like 461.
Nick Newland, if you go and email Vinegar Syndrome, they will give you that refund. I guarantee it. They do it every year. Christienko, so glad to see Singapore Sling getting an upgrade. Much love to Synapse for putting it out on DVD in the day, but that film needs an upgrade. Could use so much more context and recognition.
Hell yeah. Shout out, Chris. How you doing? Anthony, it's the tune. Well, once again, we have a slate of partner labels releases where I'm like, well, I would like all of them, but
yeah, unfortunately.
Fuck.
All right. Southern Comfort. So looking at this is a big Walter Hill title for those that have never heard of or seen it.
Okay, that's my question. I might be dating myself again or exposing myself as a fraud or something. To my knowledge, I don't think I've heard of it, and I don't know what it is.
It was a Shout Factory release back in the day that went out of print a few years ago. So people have been speculating it should be coming back.
Nice.
So this is going to be their next VSU 4K with HDR, commentary track with Walter Cha. Nice. New interview with Walter Hill. That's 17 minutes. New featurette with the editor and the assistant editor. New interview with the costumer Dan Moore. New interview with the film historian Wayne Byrne on Southern Comfort and the legacy of Walter Hill. And then a whole bunch of archival featuring interviews with a bunch of people. We got a 20-page booklet with an essay by Brian Brems.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it. It's fairly popular, very highly acclaimed, and the poster on Letterboxd is sick. Walter Hill is a pretty big director.
Yes.
So, nice. Yeah, definitely want to take a look.
Blake is saying he subscribed and it's not showing sub prices. Anyone else? I would suggest just before you start emailing or something, log out and log back in and see if that helps. Yeah, good description here. Nick Meady says Southern Comfort is like Deliverance meets the Warriors.
I've never seen the Warriors.
Perhaps good time for that.
Yeah, perhaps I waited for the definitive release. It's now out, so I'm good. But Deliverance, I love. It's great.
John says they raised the price for Media Club slips from 1,000 to 1,500 points.
Oh, that's kind of fucked up.
That's a big increase.
Kind of fucked up.
Stan says this is better programming than some old parade.
Well,
I totally forgot there was a parade today.
I'm really bad about holidays or generally just mainstream society in general, so I don't know much about that. Is there a parade?
The Rose Parade.
Means nothing to me. I got to be so honest. Where is
Pasadena, California is hosting the Rose Parade. It's
neat,
wild. Horrible Dr. Hitchcock is presented with 2 unique picture edits comprising 3 different versions of the film. All of them are on 4K. So we have the original Italian version with Italian language credits. It's offered with both English and Italian language sound mixes. The alternate US version is presented with the English language mix and original US credit sequence and title card. Historically, there were never any editorial differences between the English language and Italian cut and the Italian language version other than the language of the opening credits themselves. While we are presenting the Italian language credits with both language tracks specifically on the Italian version, the English Raptus title sequence card can be found on the Blu-ray bonus features. See, this is the kind of thing that always impresses me, that they go to that depth to make sure that they're getting everything.
Look, I know that it feels like a little bit fashionable to shit on Vinegar Syndrome a little bit. But look, if they've decided they're going to do a title, they're going to do it right. Like, I don't think I've ever seen one of their titles and been like, well, it really should have had this too.
Right.
Or this, they kind of dropped the ball on this. It's like, you might not like it, but they did a good job with it.
So extras on this are going to be very different. And for people that maybe did not know, Radiance just put this out last year in the UK. So this is possibly a double dip for some people, but this is going to have a lot of new features on this. We've got a commentary track with Eugenio Ercolani, Troy Howarth, and Nathaniel Thompson.
All
Interview
good
with
people.
Marcello Avallone, interview with screenwriter Ernesto Gastaldi. Eugenio Ercolani did all of those, by the way. And then maker Marcello Avallone on Italian horror and his experiences of working within the genre. That's got to be really cool. And then
You
Barbara
can't
does select scene commentary.
I'm sorry. I'm just fully interrupting you, but I saw Anthony's comment about Melusine, so I wanted to take a look. Their media club is, I believe, a little bit different. There is a Marilyn Jess skate deck with her full naked body in its glory. So don't show it, but take a look.
Pulling up
It's something
Melusine
else.
in another tab.
I've never wanted a skate deck in my life. Let me tell you, we're getting close.
Holy shit. Wow. I did not expect that.
They just have the three things, so yeah. They have Pogs as well. Right on. What fun.
Tony's saying it's 4:15 in Australia. What better way to wake up than watching two of my favorite people discuss Vinegar Syndrome?
Thanks, Tony. I keep getting pop-ups being like, hey, idiot, make sure you get your subscription before you buy anything.
Yeah, me too.
They're really trying. It's like, look, people will get confused. It's okay. Okay, back to what you were saying. Somebody told me recently I look like Barbara Steele, and let me tell you, what a compliment that was.
I could see that, yeah. I can definitely see that, especially in the eyes.
Thank you. Well, I've gotten that, and the one I get a lot now is, holy shit, I forgot her name, Christina Ricci, which is another big compliment. Yeah. I gotta say. So
yeah, new Melusine title is up as well, called Stud Hunters. This is coming on the Quality X line. Wow, screen caps are definitely not safe for YouTube. Let's see. This is going to have new audio interview with Misty Reagan, moderated by Casey Scott. And that's all that's listed. But it looks like a really fun slipcover and like a really decent movie. Very 80s punk type of movie.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the first screen cap I've seen from Vinegar Syndrome with a strap on.
Well, I'm only surprised in that it's taken this long. It sounds like they've been slacking. Yep, there it is. And a grocery cart in the same image.
Damn it, Nicomedes. Nicomedes is pointing out I look like Barbara Steele, not at all.
I disagree. At the right angle.
In the dark. Yeah.
Dark. With a wig. Come on.
Forgotten Jolly Volume 6. We named the titles here. We got Death Carries a Cane, Naked You Die, and The Blood-Stained Shadow. God, we're really at Volume 6 already?
Okay. Giallo is not really my cup of tea, to be honest, to be completely honest. It generally is a genre that I struggle to get into, and I wasn't super into the last set. But I'm trying. I really want to be into Giallo films, you know? I don't like not liking things. It's not fun for me. But I really like this artwork. I like the color scheme a lot. It looks like some Scooby-Doo shit, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. So on Death Carries a Cane, we get a commentary track with Eugenio, Troy, and Nathaniel again. Interview with the editor, Eugenio Alabiso. On Naked You Die, we've got commentary track with the... Dang, they're all over this today. With the same three dudes. Interview with Sally Smith. Interview with Eleonora Brown. And interview with Melissa Longo. Video essay by Mike Foster on Naked You Die and the early days of the Giallo film. Interesting. Video essay by Pier Maria Bacci on the lesser-known films of Naked You Die director Antonio Margaretti, a.k.a. Anthony Dawson. And then Bloodstained Shadow. Jeez, they're on all three of these films. So if you like Eugenio, Troy, and Nathaniel, you're going to love this box set. Interview with the director, interview with the screenwriter, a couple actresses, an actor, production assistant, musician. Claudio Simonetti is interviewed on that one. Interesting.
So this is maybe a first. I already have the Bloodstained Shadow from '88 films.
Oh, look at
I haven't
that.
seen it yet, so I guess I'll just compare features and see which one I like. But I might be able to sell something off of this, which is fun.
Yeah, that's a fun looking box set. Man, this one sounds crazy. So Santet and Santet 2. This is an Indonesian horror starring
Sick.
Susanna. And for those that don't know, Susanna is a big name, and there's quite a few Susanna films. I've heard we might be seeing some more of those coming in the next year. Not necessarily from VS, but from some other labels.
I have a guess.
Let's see. These boast not just over the top gore set pieces, but an abundance of slimy creatures, wild plot twists, and even impromptu musical numbers. Yay, Indonesia. Vinegar Syndrome presents this hugely popular set of Southeast Asian horror classics on disc for the first time in the US, restored from the 35mm negatives. And we've got a commentary for the first film, but that looks to be it for special features. But it's a double feature.
Mm-hmm. Might have been harder to find.
Well, and
for this kind of thing.
That, and I guarantee you the restoration was probably pretty pricey for this.
Yeah. Oh, there's the image that was
Yeah.
hinted yesterday.
It's a big one.
Anthony has commented something that I'm a little bit confused about. Maybe you can parse through it better than me.
The Maryland Jess deck is actually the Brigitte Lahaye deck photographed, originally sold through Pulse Store. So Pulse Video in France did their fundraiser, kind of like a Kickstarter for the Brigitte Lahaye and Maryland Jess sets that they put out through Vinegar Syndrome and OCN. But on top of that, they had done a deck before. So I'm wondering if they used the wrong one.
So
the
it's
Vinegar
wrong
Syndrome
person in the picture?
I think so.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah. The Vinegar Syndrome Light is back in stock, and those were going for crazy money on eBay, so that's funny.
Yeah, that's good, I guess. Oh, I guess Film Movement has a bunch of stuff up already.
I guess we didn't look at merch at all, did we?
There's so much to look at.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's like their whole catalog is here with some great stuff.
Oh, got it.
Okay, real quick, The Reflecting Skin and Hanabi, both of those films are amazing, and you should get them. Person listening to this.
Oh, wow. They've got all of them here. Jeez.
So, am I to expect that these will not be reissued with fancy slips and stuff?
Likely not. Likely not.
But you can get that fancy free shipping.
$27.99 though. Although the Reflecting Skin doesn't really go on sale ever. It's always pricey even on Amazon.
I guess you're right. I don't know. I mean, I haven't bought my subscription yet, so maybe someone else can tell me if these are somehow included in that, since they, I guess, dropped.
I guarantee they won't be.
Yeah, no. So maybe not the best price, but still cool. Yeah, let's take a look at merch.
There's a bunch of people that are not showing subscriber prices, which is concerning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not showing anything really new under merch unless I'm blind.
Forbidden Zone paperback book. Is that new?
I'm not sure.
I love that film a lot. I don't remember there being a book here, but that's fun. I might get that actually. Inland Empire paperback book. Wait. What is Fireflies Press? Is this new? Or did I miss something?
Doesn't say
Does it have
much.
a Pasolini book here? I mean, this shit is already sold out, which is crazy.
Yeah, a few of these at least. Like Goodbye Dragon Inn and I believe in Inland Empire and the Pasolini were all here last month.
Okay, well, I totally missed that. But that's really cool. Encyclopocalypse. What a great name.
I don't think those others are new.
Yep, there's the LED, and they have the Now Playing stand back in stock, which I'm still considering getting for practical purposes, if anything.
If you go to the Film Movement website, those blues are only $20. So, although you might have to pay for shipping if you're not a
Yeah, it might
subscriber.
even out. Let's say we look at the deals. I see we have some questions on that already.
Deals. Daily deals.
Somebody asked if where is it?
$15. Not bad. Fortress of America I thought was pretty fun. It's silly.
Nicholas says, is Beware Children at Play, The Iceman Cometh, or Mutant Hunt worth getting? I've not seen Beware Children at Play, but The Iceman Cometh is one of my top recommendations from that year. It's incredible.
Very good. Yeah.
Mutant Hunt is one of my bottom recommendations of that year. I thought it was awful. So those are my opinions. Take them for what you will, but that's how I feel about them.
Nick says, no new Degausser. I don't think we're supposed to get any from them this entire week. They didn't hint at that.
Which is interesting. I'm interested in Fortress of America. Isn't there... It had some connection where something I watched had a connection with it. I don't remember what.
It was distributed by Troma. That was one thing.
That's right. It was on one of the special features they were talking about it. Because I've been watching a lot of Troma stuff with the October releases.
Yeah. Iceman Cometh is worth it. Fortress of America is worth it. Mutant Hunt is pretty silly, but potentially working.
I mean, people might like that sort of thing more than me. If you are into, like, I don't know. How do I say this with being nice about it? If you're into bad movies, like terrible acting and like one set, I don't know, like that kind of thing. Evil Laugh I like a lot. I thought that one was a lot of fun. Blood Delirium I love.
Blood Delirium is wild. People need to check that for sure.
All right, now this brings me to a question, because we have 3 Altered Innocence titles here. And historically speaking,
will they get cheaper?
When a label leaves, they put up the slips for like $12, and then the standards for 10, I think.
I mean, even Culture
Shock that right now.
Only $10.
Yeah, we can check that right now. Let's see. So 15 is obviously they're worth it, but you know, maybe with our discussion earlier about training us to wait, should I wait and save $5 a piece?
Well, and I mean, what's the best way to say this? A lot of queer films do not sell well through OCN. They take a while to sell out.
It honestly sucks. Like I see that every month. It's like this isn't selling that well, even though it looks amazing. It's kind of disappointing. However, real quick, hey Brian, what's up? I just checked. The Culture Shock slips are 15 right now. So I don't think it's going to get cheaper than that. I do think they'll come back if they don't sell out. So maybe you don't have to buy them today, but I don't think they're going to get cheaper than this.
Yeah, and I don't think I have any of these 3 Alternate Innocence titles, and I definitely wanted the Eloy de la Iglesia one.
For sure. There's 2 of them on there too, which is nice. I know Sybil's supposed to be really good.
Yep. The Mob, that's a great price for that CIP title. All right, we checked out all of the new VS. I'm going to dive into some of these partner label titles.
Yeah. I've heard great things about Airdoll too.
Airdoll is interesting for sure. Blonde Death from Bleeding Skull. So this is their first one, and so their little new snippet. Since 2004, Bleeding Skull has explored otherworldly cinema through reviews, books, and home video releases. We shine a light on independent genre films that have flown under the radar, but deserve to be seen by all. Fangoria has called Bleeding Skull the go-to encyclopedia for trash, bizarre, and shot-on-video cinema, while Vice referred to it as like a fever dream glimpse into parallel worlds. So this only has 1,000 copies, and it's already sold 406 of them.
Shit. Okay.
Jesus. And Joel is saying it's a masterpiece.
Well, damn. Okay.
On this, we've got, let's see. It's region-free preservation from the original 3/4 tape master. Commentary with queer film historians Elizabeth Purcell and KJ Shepard. Interview with star Sarah Lee Wade. Interview with Easy TV director Michael J. Masucci. Archival interview, John Doerr's 1986 tour of Easy TV. Flexi disc with limited edition slipcover limited to 200. What? Flexi disc? What is this?
Oh, you get a little record with it too.
No way.
Neat.
Okay, so this one also has 250 of the slipcovers. They have not sold 400 of them already.
Okay, gotcha. I am looking real quick at the reward slips right now, and they have the original Fade to Black one up there, which is an amazing film, and I love that artwork. So just a heads up. Yes, I see Deadly Games on there too.
That's a good one too.
Rest in pieces.
They knew. Blonde Death. Let's all go to Donkeyland. Shot on video for $2,000 by James Dillinger, aka James Robert Baker. Produced by Los Angeles Art Collective EZTV. Blonde Death is a savage blast of underground anarchy. This limited edition flexi disc features the Ballad of Blonde Death, an exclusive rip-roaring audio collage by Bleeding Skull that pays tribute to the most accomplished and important shot on video film ever made. The story follows the transformation of Tammy Lynn Beaverdorf from bubbly teen to death-tripping speed freak, an in-your-face rampage of sex, drugs, and violence that climaxes with scenes that were secretly filmed inside Disneyland.
Oh, hell yeah.
Satiric, subversive, and gleefully enraged, Blonde Death is an essential chapter of queer cinema history.
Okay, people are selling me on it. The Ginger shit, shout out to you, is saying that it has been out of print for a long time, which is very cool. And Joel Fisher says, is like Badlands made by a very misanthropic John Waters.
Holy
people
shit.
know how to sell me on shit. I gotta say.
Wow.
I love Badlands, and I love John Waters even more. So
yeah, nice. that was pretty great.
All right. I want to get in on the fun, so I'm fucking checking out on my subscription. I gotta find my.
Even though you won't get any discounts.
Apparently, I guess we'll see. If anything, for data, I'm doing this as an active service. Actually,
good. Age of Demons from Saturn's Core. We got a new making of feature-length documentary, audio commentary with the director, moderated by William Connolly, behind-the-scenes footage and outtakes. Super 8mm works over an hour of Damon Foster's early silent shorts. Interesting. God, Saturn's Core goes above and beyond to give everything for some of these directors.
Yeah, they really do. I love Saturn's Core.
Brian, Celeste, where was that Jess Skate deck you mentioned?
Melusine side reward section.
Yeah.
Although apparently it might be wrong, so maybe hold off on that.
Connie title called Cleaners. This is from 2021.
Some loud artwork going on there.
Tons of short films on this. Audio commentary with the director, newly commissioned short film called Young Hewling Swimming Reunion Before Life Happens. Interesting. Booklet with new writing on the film. Wow. There's a lot on there.
That was the pre-subscription purchase deep sigh you just heard from me. Here we go. I copy-pasted my coupon code, and then let's see what it looks like with tax. For my, it looks like I can use reward points on it too.
Oh, nice.
Which is fun. So I could theoretically have 4,000. So I could get $40 off of it right now, which is probably the smart thing to do.
Bad.
But I'm probably not going to. All right. So we got down to 850. Okay, confirming my very secret address. I'm curious. We'll see what the tax ends up being for the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Hopefully these are YouTube safe pictures I'm showing.
Well, hold on, it's not showing me.
I laughed so hard at Beaverdorf, Dallas.
I already did my name change shit. I should have waited. Then I could have had Beaverdorf. Just goes to show you, it pays to wait sometimes.
Make it legal. Celeste de la Beaverdorf. The De La really sets it off.
that might happen at some point in some capacity. Is all I'm saying. I like that. Oh boy. Okay. Paying 4.
Dallas says Blonde Death's trailer just sold me so hard. Jesus Christ. So on Cracking Up, we got a feature-length commentary with Matt Miter, co-writer Ted LaRusso, co-star Carolyn McDermott, and the composer Arthur Rosen. New interviews with a bunch of people from the film. New director and cinematographer approved black and white version of the film. Introduction to the black and white version by the director. Some deleted scenes. The complete Honesty laundry detergent commercial. Raw footage of 4 scenes with commentary. 3 live sketches. Live performance of Matt Mittler's sketch Schindler Fella. Interesting.
Sure.
And then Dogs Don't Wear Pants. This is one I'm probably not going to be able to show many pictures from, as you can tell just by the back of the slip.
Looks like my kind of thing.
Probably. We've got an introduction by the director, interview with some of the actors, camera test, audio commentary, storyboard, slideshow, essay by Rose Malamet, writer and creator, host of Girls, Guts, and Giallo. Another great title for Yellow Veil. We looked at film movements. By the way, this art on here is by Elizabeth Yu. She is incredible. She did that, and you can actually see her art in the zine every month if you're a part of that.
She did the last Big World release, didn't she?
Yep.
If I'm recognizing styles accurately.
Yep.
So I'm not getting tax. I haven't hit complete order yet, but I just did my PayPal Pay in 4 application and everything, and I'm at the last step, and I don't see it. So
Rock Judson says, Howdy, Vinegar Syndrome just tweeted about the issue with discounts. What are they saying? Let me go take a look. We understand that there's an issue with sub discounts. We are working on a fix. Sorry for the frustration. Please stand by.
I just finished placing the order. I didn't get tax. I got just a solid $8.50. So
damn.
I don't know if that's a mistake that I'm going to benefit from getting to it quick enough. I'm not sure, but maybe I'll be getting a bill from the U.S. government at some point. I'm not sure. The Commonwealth of Virginia is going to be knocking down my door for the $60 or whatever I didn't pay. All right, let's see. I got subscriber shit. So I have subscriber price here, which is working okay. Let me add to cart and see what happens. And it is not showing up in my... Wait, yes it is. It's working for me.
Interesting.
Let's pretend like I'm buying Southern Comfort. And yeah, it's working.
Nice.
So hopefully for others too.
The discount shows on the main page, but when you get to your cart, they're not there, says Rock Judson.
Yeah, I just went through the excuse me, I just went through the whole, like, I even got to the checkout page and it was still showing up. So that's just for me, obviously. I don't doubt that other people are having.
Blake says now adding and deleting for him is they are showing properly.
Good.
So maybe it's all fixed.
Might go ahead and scoop Blonde Death. People are selling me on it. How much is it with the flexi disc? $7 extra. Here's a thing that I don't want or need it, but maybe I can sell it. I don't know. What is on it? Does it even say?
Yeah, there's, I think, only one track.
Presumably the theme or something?
Yeah, I believe so. So I just went to play around with it, and when you go to add the sub discount from last year, it takes it off, But then if you go to add points off as well, they do not take any money off, or they will, but it will only take the points off, and it gets the coupon code removed.
Okay.
So yeah, you can
That's
only
interesting.
use one, it looks like.
Maybe I should have done it for my subscription then. I don't know how they would have booted. Maybe they would have booted my coupon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they boot the coupon as soon as you apply points.
Ragnar is very upset about the media club points raising, which is understandable.
I get it.
This has turned into very bad radio now that I'm just shopping.
I'm going to look at Gay USA, snapshots of 1970s LGBT resistance. Heading this essential set is the incredibly poignant and mesmerizing feature documentary from Arthur J. Bresson, who did Forbidden Letters and Buddies. Okay, now I have to have it. Bresson Jr. documents aspects of the gay rights movement during the year of 77, capturing the intersections of diversity and queer life from Vox Pop-style interviews with lesbian feminists, street drag queens, and straight allies to taking a look at the fight against notorious homophobe Anita Bryant and her Save Our Children campaign. Wow.
Okay, Jeremy didn't get any sales tax either. I wonder if they're really messing up somewhere.
Ryan, you were going to subscribe anyways.
Queen stream for real. Yes, indeed. San Jose, I agree.
Jeremy, you're going to get partner labels too. Just put those points towards the partner labels. You're still saving the same amount. Same to you, Dallas. Have a good day. Have a good new year. Existen's already down to 872.
That's a lot that they sold of that. It's very cool.
And that's crazy because that had 10,000 copies.
Yeah.
That's selling almost as fast as Rad did.
Yeah. A quick note as I'm shopping. In the rewards section, or not the rewards section, the daily deals for the Altered Innocence stuff. The slips are $15, but the standards are still full price. So
weird. Oh, well,
they will. Yeah, they'll almost certainly be $10 later, but just so you know.
Interesting. Enjoy Ferrari Cam.
Nice.
Man, there's just so much to digest.
Which are we looking at all the partner labels?
I've been picking and choosing. That one's interesting looking, and it's got a lot of interesting names tied to it. Like here, all involved consider cracking up to be the thesis project following the movie of the month videos, taking everything they learned about improvised storytelling for the screen and amping it up for a scripted and rehearsed feature film. A comic tragedy, but a time capsule of the NYC performance art scene of the early 90s. Cracking Up was co-written and directed by Matt Mittler and features a who's who of New York talent with Kevin Brown from 30 Rock, Deborah Wilson from Mad TV, Cameron Manheim from Happiness, Kimberly Flynn from Striptease, Frank Sanger from Leon the Professional, Jeff Ayers from Pledge Night, Toby Huss from The Adventures of Pete and Pete, Robert Pritchard and Jennifer Baptiste from Class of Nukem High. I mean, that's a lot of names.
Yeah, so I guess they're just doubling down on this movie of the month thing that they did last month.
Yeah.
Which I just fully did not understand, I gotta be honest.
Same.
I couldn't find letterbox entries on it. I couldn't, like, there was nothing for me to reference to help understand that.
Right.
It looks like Michael got taxed. That's unfortunate. I am genuinely kind of wondering about that. Dogs Don't Wear Pants looks like S&M Fight Club. Well, hell yeah, I want to watch that. Like sooner rather than later.
Vezius uses points towards the LED sign. Nice.
Can I get, if anyone out there is listening that can make this happen, can I get this Sex Tool shirt on sale, please? $30 is like not an unreasonable price for it, but since Alternate Innocence is out the door and you probably need to make room, you might as well sell me one for like 15, right? That would be cool for me, I think.
I didn't realize
just ordered the Forbidden Zone book. Nice. I'm thinking about that too.
Oh, that's right. Dang, $30. What's the back say? Use, abuse, everyone, everything.
It's hard as fuck. I've almost bought it so many times, but I'm just like, I wonder if they'll put it on sale.
Well, and the cool thing about it, $1 of each shirt is being donated to the Leather Archives Museum. That's rad.
Also, like, come on, that's very on brand. I want to wear that shit to the grocery store.
Yeah. Joel says, I'm pretty sure that tax is determined individually by state, depending on amount of sales in that state. Yes, and that can switch over during the calendar year. So if they didn't have enough sales in your state last year, you may not have tax the entire year.
Okay.
Unless you reach a certain threshold. Yes, every single year.
So then, is it because we didn't reach that threshold like today, and I got in there early enough? Maybe.
No, it's for last calendar year.
All right. Well, shout out to Virginia not shopping, I guess.
Shout out to them not supporting Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, I thought I would have done it on my own, to be honest, but But Jeremy's in California. There's no way. So I'm confused about that.
That's a great question.
Not sorry to dox you, Jeremy. I know that you're very private about the events you attend and everything.
Literally broadcasting where you're going to be that night.
Yeah, sorry. Well, after purchasing an $850 subscription, I have already built up a $90 cart, and so I'm not feeling great about that. But look, all right, I got Blonde Death in there, and I have Fortress of America because that's a VSA, and I can't rent it or really see it any other way.
Yep.
Last Gasp is only $10. That might be the one that has to go, but it's just like, come on, that's a good price, and I like the art on it. The Eloy de Iglesia films, Sybil, and Name Above Woe, the Carlos. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name.
That one looks good.
I don't know.
I mean, you saved for this, so
yeah, why not? You know what else? I had a hair appointment that I canceled because it was going to be really expensive.
It's basically saved money.
I did. I honestly, I did. It was going to be very expensive, and I just I gotta be realistic. Any ideas what boxes will be on sale tomorrow? No, but I would just take a look at which ones have not sold super well, and that's probably a good guess. I'm guessing the Camille Keaton in Italy set, maybe the fucking what is it? Cardona Jr. set, the first one.
Yeah.
Maybe even the second one. Jesus, I don't
know. Cabe Gaplin, I always forget, does putting in your billing address automatically make it your shipping address for the rest of the year? I believe they ask for both while you're checking out.
Yeah, I mean, you can save them, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that is accurate.
Oh, wow. Ryan's not seeing any taxes in California either. That's pretty insane.
That doesn't make any sense. What's going on? I thought California was like a tax hellscape. You have to escape to Texas to escape all the horrible authoritarian taxes, funding all the social services, the evil social services over there.
Yep. Gosh, so many times.
I mean, look, I got to be honest. If it is a case where I didn't have to pay for tax and they're not going to hit me with a bill in a second, maybe I can go a little little splurge.
I mean,
On
that's
the,
that's $90 you planned on spending.
90. Yeah, I mean thereabouts. I last time it worked out to almost exactly what the coupon was, so it was like 70, and that was on a higher price point. So maybe it would have been closer to 60, but I don't know. I don't know.
We got a good comment in the Discord just now, and I'm not checking the Discord, but it popped up on my screen. This is, I believe, the first month since they've been a partner label that we have not had a new AGFA release,
Really?
and
Oh no.
that's been years of them putting stuff
Oh
out,
no.
literally.
Well, they had 2 last time, so
They've
but
had
that's not
2 a few
unusual.
times.
Yeah. I hope AGFA's not saying bye on this. That would be unfortunate. No IFC title this time, which I was kind of excited to see what else they had in there.
Yeah, I only see them doing 8 or 10 for this year.
Okay. Okay.
Joel's getting taxed in Washington. Nick Newland says we get international taxes charged separately from the bank.
Oof.
Austin Green says no taxes for Texas.
Full support for our international VS shoppers. It's brutal. But like, it is what it is. Like, honestly, it was a little silly, but I do think about Will's bit a few weeks ago or a few months ago where he was like, just think about it. It's going across the world for $20.
Yep.
I mean, that is pretty insane, you know, but also not fun for people who are in that position.
This is true. I always forget about that deluxe shipping option too. Some people are spending, I think it's an extra 100 for FedEx instead of USPS.
It's a good amount. And I specifically emailed them asking for them to use USPS because FedEx is fucking awful, at least for me. They deliver, I've said this already, but they've delivered to the wrong house every single time for like 6 months straight. And I was like, please stop. USPS has never fucked up my shit once. And it's just like.
Sardis from my Discord has had his FedEx package, I believe, delivered twice to the wrong house, and they get a picture showing it delivered. So Sardis has literally driven to that house to retrieve his items.
Oh, it would be fine. Honestly, it would be less of a thing if they don't take a picture for me, or if they do, it's like nothing. Right. I'm just like, ugh.
Blurry picture of them walking back to the truck.
Yeah. Like, you don't even know the efforts to, like, I made an account and I like put special instructions in there, just everything I could possibly do. Nope. Sorry. At least it was the same house every time.
Right.
Which is more baffling, but also more convenient, I guess.
That is really odd. How does it keep?
The numbers are kind of similar. Kind of.
I guess. FedEx is better for international, says Joel. All right.
Maybe. But that one I wouldn't know.
So One Man from Canadian International Pictures. This one.
I'm looking at that now.
Let's see. Is from 1977. Scan restored in 2K from the 16mm inner positive. Audio commentary with Stephen Broomer, who is the guy behind the other like Gold Ninja type label, Black
Zero?
Black Zero, yeah. He's the guy that runs that label. So interesting. One Sister, new interview with Robin Spry's sister, Lib Spry. New interview with Spry's longtime collaborator, Bob Pressner. 5 short films by Spry. Damn.
No, it's not just 5. It's 9 short films that are on this thing. Which, like,
jeez.
My favorite thing about Canadian International is how much they would stack their releases with short films. And they honestly haven't been doing that recently, which is understandable but disappointing. This is more like it. This is more my speed, where it's like, yeah, let's get like 80 films stacked on here. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them is called Illegal Abortion, which is a thing I support. Well, let me temper that. I don't support illegalizing abortion, but if it is, I support doing it anyway. As long as you can do it safely. What I'm saying is abortion is cool and based, and you should do it. If that's what you want to do. Look, I'm sick and tired of these people like, oh, I'm not pro-abortion. I'm just pro-choice. Fuck that shit. I am pro-abortion. Abortion is good. Right. Now that I've fully lost you at least a few subscribers.
Nah, we're good. Excited for the CIP releases this year. Anything amazing I am missing? I mean, there's all kinds of... Oh, he listed purchases. After purchasing the annual sub, here's what's in my cart. Southern Comfort, Blonde Death, The Tune, Dogs Don't Wear Pants and Never Surrender. I mean, there's a bunch of these that look really great.
Gay USA. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna miss.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're missing. And the
Sex and
Strangler probably
Broadcasting.
too looks pretty
Yeah.
amazing because I mean these are their last releases too. So, get on that. 2,000 for the Strangler. That's interesting.
It is.
They never do 2,000 for Altered Innocence except for like Irreversible, which is a huge title.
Some of their earlier ones were fairly new, like 2015 and later.
Deletus fetus, indeed.
Eric Johnson, when I checked out originally, Illinois sales tax was included and the credit card was charged accordingly. Checking just now, though, the charge was reversed and $8.50 was newly charged.
Okay, I guess that's just a fun surprise for me that I don't pay taxes, and now I could justify
what
carts.
in the world?
I don't know what is going on.
Thomas, I live in Norway. I've never paid tax for packages from VS. This is the only company I don't pay tax from. What a bonus.
Well, you also get to live in Norway, so good for you.
Similar, The Strangler, Blonde Death, Evil Laugh, and Forgotten Jolly Volume 6 are in my cart right now.
Evil Laugh is fun. I don't know that it's good, but it's a vibe for sure. And it's like a kind of cozy, like, kind of like, I don't know, Scooby-Doo-esque kind of fun slasher sort of thing. I like the color palette on it a lot. And there's a lot of weird, like, awkward dancing and S&M scenes in it. It's very bizarre and I enjoy it. So
on The Strangler, there's a visual essay by Alexandra Heller Nicholas called Lost Boys and Sad Girls.
Me as fuck. Both of them. She gets it.
And then the tune, this is a big one. God, I'm excited for this.
Didn't Ben Shapiro's dad do the music for Evil Laugh? I did not know that. If that's the case, that's funny. It would be the coolest thing he's even been tangentially related to in that case. So I love abortion. Me too. Never forget that Ben Shapiro's wife told him that a wet vagina was a disease. And then he tweeted that multiple times.
Defended his position.
Oh boy. You're welcome, Jeremy.
So much on the tune. That's a killer looking release.
I'm debating on Blood Delirium. Look, do you like the sleaziest possible Italian gothic horror? Then you'll like this. You will at least be able to say, wow, that was something. Like it will like provoke a reaction or an emotion.
This is true.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
So a couple big things that we should talk about too while this is up on the screen here. One is a reminder that Shelf Shock Rewind Awards voting is starting tonight. That will be running all of the entirety of the month of January. The live show will be February 18th, but look for those links starting tonight. And as I mentioned earlier, Prophecy got quite a bit of love from some of the nominees for the CSC. Yeah, people love that Prophecy release. And then the other big thing, if you want to keep the VS love going for the rest of the week, I have Oscar Bescher, the archivist for Vinegar Syndrome, on an interview coming out in the next couple days, and it's going to be pretty great. I hope you like it.
Oh, nice. It just clicked what you said because I was reading at the same time. But that's really cool.
Yeah, I get
I'll be very excited to watch that.
Ben Shapiro is related to Matilda?
Matilda, just Matilda? I don't know.
This got interesting.
Anthony, he's asking me to clarify that comment. I don't know if you want me to take up airtime.
I think we're good not explaining Shapiro's wife.
Okay. Just look up Ben Shapiro wet ass pussy and you'll find out. Google that and you'll be good to go.
And let me know in a DM what you find.
Or just here, whatever. Cat is doing 6 degrees of Shapiro. What an awful game. There's blood on all of our hands in that game. Jesus Christ.
Oh man, this has been fun.
It's always fun.
This is a wild, wild month. So Ryan says David Shapiro did the music for Evil Laugh and New World's Hell Comes to Frogtown.
I'm sure he's deeply ashamed of that.
Jesus.
What country is Dogs Don't Wear Pants from?
Ooh, I think it's
Do you know off the top of your head?
Scandinavian?
Yeah, it looks like it. Some weird ass wintry looking names on here. Look, I gotta say, Yellow Veil is like a Finnish. Nice.
Finnish.
They don't generally tell you the country, but you can maybe guess from the language. I wish they would tell you the country, honestly.
It would
I
be
like
nice.
knowing that. Yellow Veil has low key been like one of my favorite partner labels. They put out like bangers like constantly. They're not really tied to one thing. They just seem to put out like really good art movies, you know?
Yep. Also, really hard to track down for an interview.
Oh yeah.
I've been emailing them for literally years, and we've said yes many times to each other, and then schedules just don't happen to work out. Nick Newland, will the current VSMC slip sell out today? I can't say no, but I don't remember that happening literally ever.
Yeah, I doubt it. I'm gonna say I doubt it. I wouldn't worry about it. But if you want something, you should get it.
This is true.
Yeah, I'm excited. The whole year sounds fucking sick.
I will say one thing, with most months having 3 titles, it does sound like there's a little bit of a downturn on the output, but there are also box sets, so it's not necessarily number of titles that would be lesser.
Yeah, you're right. It's just 3 every time, but you know, that might help explain the lower price point. But yeah, I think there are a lot of multi-film sets in there, and there's a lot of 4K in there too, as there generally is.
Yeah, I'm seeing 33 total releases, if I'm counting that right. And if that's the case...
There were 39 last year.
Yeah, we're down by somewhere between 3 to 7 over the last, 5 years average.
Okay. That's worth considering. Because I don't think the quality has gone down, but it looks like objectively the output has gone down, and that explains the price point.
And also the sub-labels.
Yeah. 39, I think. I'm working on the script for my recap, recommendation, whatever video. And I'm pretty sure it was 39 titles last year. Right. I can double check.
Caveman, Happy New Year, Ryan Celeste. May the only blues you experience for the 20.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's not going to happen, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, there's always something. Lots of giallo this year. That's right, Sibner.
I have to take medication to mitigate the amount of blues I experience. So,
I'm supposed to, but none of them work.
Oh, that sucks. I got lucky. The first one I start, not to make this into a let's talk about our medication stream or whatever, but the first one I did, it helped. It hasn't fixed me or whatever, right? I think we still need adjustments, but it pretty meaningfully helped pretty immediately. I will say that I know that that's not common, and most people have to spend a lot of time with trial and error, so I wouldn't give up on it. But 38 titles. I just checked my script.
Yeah, so down a little bit. Nothing crazy.
What was it? 33?
33.
Okay, so 5. I mean, that makes sense in terms of the price decrease. I think that's about proportionate. Honestly, last year was probably just an especially good deal because they had that box set and they probably really wanted people to be in on that,
Right.
Oh boy. I'm all excited and I just want to buy all of these, which is not good.
Nick Newland, not sure if common knowledge, but Top Knot Detective from Umbrella is an OCN exclusive release. Umbrella does not sell it on their website. While that's true, I have a feeling that they're going to announce it for Australia in the next few months, probably.
Ragnar is saying that SOV doesn't look better on Blu-ray than DVD. Probably not the resolution, but in general, Blu-rays look so much better than DVDs in terms of the compression or in terms of the encoding. I don't know enough about it to actually specify what it is that looks better to me, but whenever I watch a DVD, especially on my really nice projector system and everything, it just kind of looks like shit. And even lower resolution images on Blu-ray look better. I don't know how to describe it, but that's just my opinion. I don't know if you have any insight on that.
I would say they can, but the best way to A and B test it obviously is with the same title. and
Mhm.
literally something that was already filmed at less than DVD.
Yeah, the bit rate. It's also an easy way to spot it is like the subtitles look
Yep.
worse on a DVD, and then that kind of paints the whole experience for me anyway. And then maybe that's just what I'm seeing, and it's not actually the image, but just in general, it looks like a healthier image. Again, it's kind of a feel. I don't really have a. I'm not technically savvy enough to describe to you the
Right.
real difference there, but that's just me.
And on some of these old SOVs, some of these companies are using, I know this is like a dirty word for some people. I'm not super against it, but as long as it's not fucking with it too much. But some of them are using AI enhancements
Hmm.
to bring out just a little bit more definition and not changing the overall quality of it overall, just bringing a little bit of definition.
What the fuck? I got a very distracting comment just now from Caveman, or we
I
did.
see that.
Are you talking about Googling Ben Shapiro wet ass pussy? Trust me, I don't think that's gonna come up with like weird shit. Like it was a pretty big meme when it. Okay, maybe just
Oh,
type in
man.
WAP if you don't want to type that in specifically. Cardi B, any of those things should do it. Okay, you'll be all right. I would not suggest that you Google two girls, one cup and not tell you what that was. I'm not that kind of person. All right.
Oh man.
What were
Yes,
we talking about?
bit rate is
Oh
greater
yes.
on Blu-ray. Compression is generally better on Blu-ray,
Hmm.
but also it's really easy to look at like old DVDs that are truly awfully encoded DVDs and
Hmm.
compare those to modern Blu-rays and go, "Wow, Blu-rays are so much better than DVDs." Some of those better handled DVDs still look pretty damn great.
Hmm.
Like
And the AI thing.
boutique DVDs can look really good. Like the Mono
Yeah,
Macabro DVDs look really good.
I remember this was when I had a TV, not a projector, so maybe it would be different. But I remember checking out some Criterion DVDs from the library and being like, I don't know, these are pretty good. Um, but AI, yeah, I think it's a case by case thing. I think shot on video, there's more justification for it, especially if
Yes,
it's in especially rough shape. Like I know they did it for the Linnea Quigley horror workout because that was just like the source was like a
disintegrated.
piece of
Yeah.
shit. And I think it's better than nothing. I think if possible, it's better to have both.
Yep.
But I know that that's kind of a big ask sometimes.
Although the file size on that is not too big because there's not a lot of data there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, so then that's my position. Just have both. That's right. Sybil is the one, Anatomy of a Fall. I haven't seen that yet, but that's why it was on my radar because they were posting about it.
Thanks for that, John.
Oh boy. It's in my cart. I haven't pulled the trigger on it, but it is there.
You saved all that money in your hair.
I did. Honestly, yeah, I don't know. I have to take a look at the bank account and do some
Honestly,
math.
hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more of a matter of how much money I have right this second, like if I can actually afford it and still pay rent, that kind of thing. But you know, DVD version that came with the Blu-ray, and there wasn't a difference. Okay, neat.
Humboldt Horrors is asking, Shelf Shock Awards is tonight? No, voting starts tonight. The actual awards is February 18th.
Yeah, it's tonight. See you then. 8:30 sharp. Be there. Sorry, don't do that.
Yes, February 18th, and we will let you know time and all that as we get closer. But you'll be able
Come
to vote
on.
for the entire month of January. You haven't voted yet. Come on, you still need a month to vote.
Yeah. New World's comment is very funny.
Not sure if the composer David Shapiro is indeed Ben's dad, but IMDb also says Ben's trademark is a deep, smooth, commanding voice, which, no matter your politics, is absolutely wrong.
That's objectively wrong. Like, come on. I wouldn't say that about him if he was my favorite person. Like, let's be honest. Look, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Ben Shapiro, the fact that Ben Shapiro has a job in radio is like the biggest proof of like the standards that conservative pundits have.
Oh man,
Like they're pretty fucking at the bottom if like you can get a job in radio sounding like that. I'm just going to say that.
I'm still trying to figure out how we got to Ben Shapiro from a Vinegar Syndrome launch.
Because his dad did the score apparently.
Oh well, it's the same last name. He doesn't know.
Yeah, you know.
But
It's more
now
fun
just
to pretend.
now go put that in IMDb trivia just for fun.
Yeah, Jeremy, I think so.
Yes, the most you can use at once is 5,000 points. So you just do multiple transactions.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, Erica did write an essay on the horrible Dr. Hitchcock release, but it does just say 40-page perfect bound book, which really awkward.
Look, written essays always get the shaft on these things, which I think is fucked up, and I don't
Yep.
like. Like, I will continue to be upset that they're always part of the limited edition only. I don't think that that's right. I think it should just be a packaging thing, and it should count. Subscriber Tom Scriber week. I agree. That's fucked up.
That is like the
Perfect
best
opportunity. They should hire you, I think. But yes. Just fucking read the booklets. Like,
the fact that booklets go out of print, that always pisses me off. You paid the same amount for written essays as you do for some other extras. Those get to stay on the disc. What are you doing for the booklets?
I don't care for it. Even put it on shittier paper or something so it fits. Just like include it, you know?
Yep.
It's not cool to me.
Well, anything else anybody wants to take a look at? This is God, a ton of stuff. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I just have to figure out how much money I have. 3 of these paying 4 payments, since I'm doing it literally day one, are going to be in January, so that's fun. But at least it's not all at once. Film desk, I don't know.
Yeah, Film Desk hasn't done a ton since they've come on.
I'm excited about Santet. This is the stuff that I get excited about. It's just like, I don't know anything about it. It's from a weird country, like doing weird shit.
Looks wild
to me. Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Oh, Will's asking why they're selling old Blu-rays. Do you mean Film Movement, or is Film Desk also selling old Blu-rays? Let me check.
Film Movement, they just came on as a partner label, but they've been established for quite some time. So they're going to be selling their old releases through here as well. But they're not going to be discounted because they were available before they were a partner label.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just double-checked. Film Desk just has books up. So I think you meant Film Movement. Yeah. Okay. All good.
They do have a lot of stuff here, though.
Yeah. Well, just for the last recommendations for the daily deals, I think Iceman Cometh and Blood Delirium are my top recommendations for stuff I've actually seen, but the Uranian Dreams looks like the one, I think, and probably Sybil. Caveman is saying things that are beyond my pay grade here. You see interlaced.
Some of the image differences you may see interlaced on a DVD as a default laser reading versus progressive. Interlaced causes flickering in text. So yes, just the older format is going to look slightly worse for DVDs than Blu-rays.
Mm-hmm. Neat.
Because they skip over every other line. So it comes across as flickering.
Okay.
Well, gosh, this has been crazy.
Oh, I'm just now noticing that they actually added prices to their daily deals thing for the hints or the schedule. So it's $15 Blu-ray slips and VSAs on Wednesday. There's no pricing on the box sets, but $10 standards on Thursday, $15 slips on Friday, $15 slips on Saturday, and $20 4Ks on Sunday.
There
I'm
we
guessing
go.
that'll be both standard and limited, as they have been. No, Caveman, don't apologize. That's like literally the question I asked, so I appreciate it.
And the big thing, remember that they do say limited inventory, and we've seen this before where they only have a certain number that are available at that price, and then they're not available anymore, and you don't know when that's going to stop.
Yep.
But it is nice to see that you can expect $15 each week.
Mhm.
Sibner, it's on the screen right now. It's a banner on the daily deals page.
Yep. Oh, that's fun.
And
I'm just looking
Caveman,
at the.
never apologize. We want the technical talk here.
I think this is the place, if any, for nerd talk. I'm just gonna say it. The name above title release. It has a booklet where the director introduces and comments on each one of the films in the essays, I guess. So that's really neat.
Dang it, Jake. Jake says that Eloy de la
It
Iglesia
is.
2
I'm
set
like
is getting low.
panicking a little bit.
What's up, KB?
Oh, hey, KB. What's up?
How low are we talking? Oh, I
128.
clicked the wrong thing. 128.
Yep.
Ugh. Damn it.
Sybil's at 200. So that's close. Air Doll's at 200.
I'm shocked Air Doll hasn't sold out yet. I'm gonna be honest.
I thought so. When it came out, when it was announced, people were freaking out, and I thought it was going to sell out, and it didn't.
I have a feeling that this film coming out will be on sale later this week because it's Altered Innocence and they're leaving. If this does, highly recommend this one. Incredible movie, super important movie.
Yeah, the other one, The Wounded Man, is at like 30 units, and I was gonna get it before my subscription ended, and then they closed their site without warning, and I couldn't get it. But the standard is pretty low too, so I'm like, I don't want to pay full price for it. I am gonna hold out, but not great. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Don't buy
235 combined.
Or if you do, get one for me because I want it. Lots of stuff. Too much. That's my take.
And even though it
thing.
hasn't been stressed enough today, spend wisely. Don't drop all your money.
Don't be an idiot like me.
Don't make bad decisions. Don't go into debt. Wave says just bought 32 copies of Wounded Man.
Well, if you send me one, I'm okay with that.
Reminder that tomorrow we get a release of the cinemetric, whatever we're saying. It's the first title in the line that drops tomorrow, and then the second title will be Sunday. So you may want to pay attention to those.
Yeah.
Dude says, read that Film Movement's been around since 2002. Haven't heard about them till now. You watch the show every Thursday, and we talk about them all the time.
Called out.
Although it is a very nondescript name, Film Movement. I could easily see forgetting.
Yeah, that doesn't tell you much.
Especially when there's Film Movement, Film Desk, Film Masters, Film Detective. Ryan says on their site, Film Movement is having a sale. $20 Blu-rays have 3 in my cart, and there's no shipping.
All right.
So you may want to look there instead of going to the archives here. Well, if you're in the U.S. at least. I'm sure internationally you're going to get hurt. What's going on, Miss Caveman?
Oh, shit. The Bleeding Skull release is down to 300.
Well, on that one,
and
keep in mind
100 on the FlexiDisc one.
Okay, so there's 400.
So it's moving units. Is what's going on there.
It's not a terrible price with the FlexiDisc, $40.
Well, with my nifty subscriber discount that I've just purchased, it's $27.50.
Film Movement used to mail you a disc per month in a subscription, mostly foreign and documentary, but they have branched out a lot in the last 5 years. Nice.
I'm guessing that was a DVD subscription.
Yes, and I believe they still offer a DVD subscription.
Yeah, because people were saying there were different prices for subscribers, I think. So that's neat. Sick of myself. Damn it, I wanted that.
Down to less than 300?
That's not going out of print, right? It's just going to have a standard edition.
Correct.
All right. But it's not going to have the booklet. Poor Sabrina Stent, or Sabina Stent, I think it's the name. Booklet's going to be gone.
Sodom double feature is $22 on Film Movement. Which Sodom double feature?
I don't know what that is, but it sounds good to me.
Oh, this one. All the Sins of Sodom and Vibrations.
Is that porn? That's not a disparaging question, by the way. I don't know. Looks good to me.
They use the word penetrating.
No. Jeremy just got charged sales tax.
After the fact?
So maybe I should, yeah. If you're comfortable sharing, how did that show up? Did your bank just hit you with something? Did they email you or what? Because I should be looking out for that too, because it will affect my shopping. I'm checking my phone. Yeah, I don't have anything yet.
I won't have anything because I haven't purchased anything.
Yeah.
Interesting. And Sibner can't check out.
I guess they're getting their tax situation fixed.
Could be.
Well, I'm glad I didn't place an order yet. I guess I'll hang out. See what happens. Oh.
Okay. Not after the fact, just went to make a partner label order and now being charged tax.
I see. Let's see what happens when I try that.
Will VSL titles be restocked? I don't have any currently in collector's mentality. It would kill me. They should be.
Yeah, I don't think those are one run only. I think they're just, limited slips and that's it.
So Flesh and Fantasy says sold out altogether.
I have that one, which is nice.
So yeah, it doesn't say anything about it not coming back. It's just between print runs right now.
Okay, yeah, I got taxes on my on this order that I've pretended to play. Whoa, I just got a bunch of points. Nice. I mean, that makes sense. And yeah, there was a whole calculating shipping screen before it takes me to PayPal this time, and that didn't happen with the subscription. So I don't understand that, but I will take it.
Interesting. I'd still like to know what's going on with AGFA.
Me too. I'm a little worried about that. I like AGFA a lot. I'm just reading more of Caveman's comments.
Additional nerdy talk. DVD paints 500 lines of resolution versus Blu-ray's 1080 lines. For reference, old school cable TV would provide 160 lines, satellite old days 180 to 200 lines, and VHS, depending on recording speed, would only provide 80 to 150 lines, which is why cheaply made VHS would look very muddy, because to fill in the missing information, your set would duplicate those lines. Absolutely.
That was funny. I wonder who that could be.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Can you call Vinegar Syndrome? I don't think you can. But that would be really funny. Just like, hello, Vinegar Syndrome. Could I complain, please? Jesus.
Their number is 210 Vinegar.
No. Slipcover.
That's too many digits, though.
How many did? Yeah, it'd be like one slipcover or something with the area code.
He's got
Oliver on speed
Oliver
dial.
on speed dial. Who's Oliver?
I don't know who that is either. Maybe that's a government figure that I should know about.
Oh, that's funny. So Siminar says his phone worked, but his computer did not. That seems to happen sometimes. Especially when they made that app. Sometimes it works on the app and not on the website.
Does anybody know why the stock counts don't show up on the app? Because it's really frustrating, and I don't understand that. Also, I also am confused about the relationship between Agfa and Bleeding Skull. I thought that they were kind of like similar entities in some way.
I believe they are similar entities that work together sometimes, but they are still separated.
Something weird got a lot of coverage in that documentary.
Sure
Against
did.
the Grain. And it made me a little confused as to what it is they do now. Because like all their stuff comes out through other labels. I guess
Mostly
they just help with restoration and
archive
acquisition,
things.
maybe?
They
archive?
have a massive, massive archive.
Got you.
Yeah, Joe Ziemba created Bleeding Skull, and he works for Agfa.
Bleeding Skull is a hard-ass title, for what that's worth.
Sure is.
Well, we have to hit 2 hours now. I will not allow that. So, ask us questions or something. Or maybe we can take a look at a partner label we haven't seen yet.
I think
what is Cleaners? Did we look at that one?
Yeah.
Sex and Broadcasting. Did you look at that one?
I did, and it sounds super interesting. Sex and Broadcasting is a human and humorous look at New Jersey's WFMU, a radio station that refuses any programming boundaries. Most of its DJs are unpaid volunteers working for their love of surprising, spontaneous radio. They play everything from flat-out, uncategorizable strangeness to every form of rock and roll, experimental music, jazz, psychedelia, hip-hop, hand-cranked wax cylinders, gospel, Inuit marching bands, R&B, C&W, radio improvisations, spoken word collages, and throat singers of the Lower East Side. Their captain is station manager Ken Friedman, who has spent the past 3 decades keeping WFMU alive, independent, and one of a kind. The film weaves personal stories of their eccentric DJs with an exploration of the 21st century media landscape that has made the station such a rarity. Can WFMU stay on the air and stay true to its independent spirit? Interesting. Jeez. Region Free, tour of their library, at home with the DJs. We've got booklet with an essay by the director, essay by Dave the Spaz. Maybe should consider changing that name. How I Got Here, Why I Stayed, essay by Erwin Chusid. The Genesis of Sex and Broadcasting, essay by Lorenzo W. Malam.
Okay, we have a recommendation for this. We have 2 questions. Sibner wants to know what label we would like a subscription from, and he wants one for fucking Kino. I don't know how on earth you would sustain that unless you are like a literal millionaire.
I believe it's like $6.95 per title.
Even then, that's a lot of money. It's like 10 titles or something, or like 50 for a month or whatever. Like,
yeah,
good lord. I think is it accurate to say they put out in a month what VS puts out in a year? Like,
probably slightly less, but not by much.
I mean, it depends on the month, but yeah, I think you're right. And then we've been asked if Melusine will do a subscription. I really wish, like, I would like that. I would sign up for it, but I guess not.
Nick Newland was a halfway sub. Should I own Freeway 2? You want to talk about that one?
Freeway 2 is really good.
Yeah, it's worth it.
If you like the first one, I think you'll like the second one. It's not as good. It's different, but it's really good. I like it. So, yes, I recommend it. No, I agree. On a per title average, Kino subscription would be a very good deal, but just the sheer volume would add up immensely quickly.
And I haven't heard anybody talk about the Night Flight app in a long time.
I don't know what that is.
It's got, if I remember right, it's got like old TV broadcast stuff that it's really hard to get licensing stuff for.
Mm-hmm.
What other label would you like a sub for? I understand Kino, but I don't know, something like Imprint, if it would be cheaper, would be a good one.
Maybe Indicator. I like Indicator.
Yeah.
Um, oh,
I would, if we're talking partner labels, like I would sub to Deaf Crocodile in a heartbeat.
honestly, yeah, the thing I'm thinking of is mostly partner labels. Like if they wanted to do a cheaper sub option, like some of them, I just am all in on them. So, and now Altered Innocence, I would probably sign up for a subscription with them.
Yep.
Fun City, I'd probably do that. I mean, these are all relative to their price points, obviously. Yeah, this is what I wanted because you seem very confident that they won't do it. I'm a little bit confused as to their business model because they print like 3,000 on their titles and stuff, and they
And then they
don't
sit
get close to
forever.
selling out. And I don't quite understand that. Like, I think you would want to incentivize purchasing
Yep.
through a subscription or something. I don't know, maybe if you have more insight on that.
I don't on that. I just know that they've said in the past it's not always a guarantee that they can release the numbers that they're planning on. So because it's too volatile, they just won't. And that's the same with Severin. Like honestly, Severin is kind of a big deal for me. I would love a Severin subscription, but
Mhm.
because they can't gauge what they're going to release because stuff changes so dramatically, they'll never be able to do one.
Okay.
I mean, there's a title Severance putting out in the next couple months that's kind of common knowledge that they have now that they plan to release a very long time ago, like a year ago. And a couple things happened and it just delayed it till this year.
Yeah.
Manserfest, I always love to promote them. Lots of rare something weird titles on the Night Flight app, and the full Night Flight broadcast with the original commercial breaks is awesome indeed.
Hmm.
Fun City would be a good one to sub to. Reggie says, I've lost track of Fun City. Any recommendations for recent releases? They have not dropped quality at all. All of their stuff that they've released since they've left has been incredible. The big thing is people just kind of forgot about them since they weren't on the OCN page, and that sucks. Sucks a lot. I also think that they probably need a little help with marketing. They've not been doing real great with that since they left.
Party Girl is really good. I like that one a lot. Unfortunately, it's the only one I have. So I'm part of the problem here, and it's the only one I can recommend.
Jesus Christ. Terry just posted, reviewing the Kino email yesterday. In 2023, they released 24 4Ks and 240 Blu-rays.
So that works out to, I don't know how to do math. That's a lot per month.
It is basically a 2/3 of a Vinegar Syndrome output per month.
Nice.
That's insanity. Ryan is leaving. Thanks for a fun chat this morning. We'll work on confirming if Ben Shapiro's dad did the score for Evil Laugh and report back. Well, Ryan, you are
This
great
is
at
the
research.
hard-hitting journalism we're known for.
Let us know in the Discord, everybody. If you want the definitive answer for that, check the Discord soon.
Yep.
Imagine the cost of
Thank you, John. I appreciate that.
Imagine the cost of an imprint subscription. Yeah, it would not be cheap. With how many box sets they have released this year and how many they have coming this year. Oh boy. Why do some vendors charge sales tax and others don't? It depends on how much sales they had in that state in the previous year.
What the fuck? Sorry, I'm reading the description for Cleaners. Did you go over that one?
Yeah. Celeste, you're being asked, do you have any opinions on the Lost Picture Show set? I binged the whole thing over the weekend for a video on my channel, says Manser Faust.
So I just started it yesterday or the day before. Yeah. I watched the documentary that's on it, which is excellent, and I hope they do a standalone release for it because I think it would be something people would be interested in. Yep. I will say the layout of it is a little more confusing than it should be. Like it took me a while to track down on like what disc that documentary was on.
There's not much labeled.
And, there's no disc art telling you what's on what. It's not difficult to find these things out. It just should be easier, I think. The packaging is wonderful. It's beautiful. It's like, I don't know. I think it's great. But I've only gotten halfway through the first film because I fell asleep last night. But I was really enjoying it. And I think that the whole concept of it is like incredible. So highly recommend it. I don't know. I think you should, if you do have it, I think you should start with the documentary. It'll help contextualize it. It'll help you get excited about it. I don't understand why the documentary is not a special feature on the first disc. It's like on a random one, and I feel like it should be like front and center.
Must have been
I
space.
also probably it just feels weird. Also, I couldn't figure out in what order they've curated it because I wanted to watch it in order, but it's not like chronological. It's not alphabetical. I'm a little bit confused. So I don't know about that.
It's a very interesting set, that's for sure. I really like the design of it. I just wish that they did a little better job with the really giving information on what's in it and what disc
Mhm.
you're tracking down. And
Mhm.
but again, it's lost media. There's not a lot of information on this stuff.
I will say, after watching the documentary, I was super interested in like where these films were found. And on the first one anyway, I watched the introduction that was done, and it was a good introduction. Like it tells you the source of it, and it tells you a little bit about the film and like its themes. But they didn't say where they found it, and I was curious about that. I would have liked to know what state it was in when they found it and that sort of thing. Daisuke did a video of that last year too. I don't know if he did one this year again. But yeah, Criterion has been slipping a bit. Like I think it's easier to criticize them than Vinegar Syndrome, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah.
I was also thinking, like when I first got into the Vinegar Syndrome subscription, I was like, I would love to also have a Criterion one to just kind of have a yin and yang sort of thing going on there. I don't know what the price on that would be, but it would be nice to have as an option.
Yeah, if it was the sale price minus like 10%,
Mhm.
that wouldn't be awful.
There are a good amount of people that are buying all of them already that would sign up instantly, you know?
Will.
Mm-hmm. Daisuke.
Daisuke.
Yeah, I have been a little bit confused about some of the decisions in the box set and its layout and stuff. Just because I wish there was more information, I guess. But I think it is a strong candidate for the best release of the year. I'll just say that.
Yep. And you'll be hearing a lot more about that when you vote for the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards.
Mm-hmm. That's your homework. Well, yeah. Well, it makes sense. So you should do that. I don't think I was suggesting you buy them as they come out. But if with a subscription model, you wouldn't have to wait. It would just be
right
at your door every month. Yep, absolutely, Sibner. That's my number one critique. Also, they're lazy when it comes to subtitling their stuff, and that makes me mad.
So I'm very curious about this video right here. If you go to the Southern Comfort page, I have a feeling that this video from Oscar is going to be very instrumental to teaching some people about where these come from, how much they have to work on them, how rough shape some of these come in, and I think that people are going to love that video. I have a feeling part of my conversation with Oscar, we were alluding, I brought something up and he said, oh, you should pay attention to the January releases. I think this is what he was talking about.
Is it a 4K?
It is. All VSUs are 4Ks.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's right there. Okay. I don't know. The VSUs are tough for me because I'm generally interested in at least seeing them, but the price point is higher, and they are. I like how lavish the editions are, but they take up a lot of space.
Ton of space.
So,
and even as a subscriber, it's what, $32, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Which is reasonable. I'm not gonna say that it should be less, but like it's a lot. I like the educational videos as well. I think they're fun. Like I think Oscar's very funny. He had a joke in the VS walkthrough tour that is after the documentary. I don't remember what it was, but it made me laugh out loud. He has a very dry sense of humor that is on my wavelength.
Yeah, he just does not care. Manserfaust says the Lost Picture Show is concept alone. It's my favorite release of the year. Out of the whole set, not one film was under 3 stars. Nice.
The one I'm watching, Barbara, the one I got halfway through, it is definitely skirting the line between like an art film and just porn, which is interesting. But it's doing that on purpose. Like if you watch it, like it's very much like that's the point. But it did have me wondering, like, what is truly the difference between those two things at a certain point.
Right.
I don't know. But it looks beautiful. I just love the aesthetic of it. It's just like a super grainy, like black and white image, and I think it looks great. I feel like I'm at like a grindhouse screening of like a film that no one has ever seen before. That's like really weird, and it's fun. Saturn's Core, yeah. I mean, you had a slight opportunity for that at their partner label sale because they just had bundles of their stuff. I feel a little bit bad for Saturn's Core. I feel like they have been on the chopping block almost, in that like they're trying to get rid of a lot of that back catalog because I think they overestimated how much they would sell.
That's true. And that's, I mean, they dropped from 2,000 to 1,000 for pretty much all their releases now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I get it. Slipcovers aren't cheap.
Yeah. I think they're like $3 a piece at cost.
A little more. If I remember, it's like $3.25-ish. And then plus shipping for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting a freaking pallet, I'm sure, from any of those.
Yeah. All right. Looks like we're winding down. Yeah. We hit the 2 hours, so we're good on that.
Yeah. Even though we still have 100 people watching. Any other questions, comments, anything that we need to cover for anybody?
Steelbook of Fog City. I don't know what that is.
That's the same company that did Kill Her Goats, the With
okay.
Productions.
I feel like no.
A few did.
And
there's a few people that genuinely liked Kill Her Goats, which is interesting.
I mean, sure, there's something for everyone. People are telling me that they like Curse of the Screaming Dead, so which I think is fascinating. Like genuinely, like I watched that and I couldn't find anything to like about it, and people are like, "Well, I liked it." I'm like, "Cool." You know what? I'm glad for you. Like, it's out. Some people should like it, right?
Yeah. Well, what partner labels are you most excited about in 2024?
Yellow Veil. I like Yellow Veil a lot. In terms of the new ones, I mean, Bleeding Skull seems to be coming out swinging. I don't know. There's really not a lot that I'm not actively excited about. So it's more of like which ones I'm not excited about, and I would prefer not to just shit on things. So I'll keep that to myself.
Caveman just passively aggressively did for you.
That's okay. You know what? I will die on that hill. Like I will take that take to my grave that's like one of the best horror films ever made, and people are wrong about it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Yellow Veil's very nice. Up there for me. Decanalog's been on an interesting run. Deaf Crocodile always. Saturn's Core has had some really good, interesting ones this year after they got away from some of the wave stuff.
IFC, I'm probably the most excited about just to see what they have in store because they have a good catalog.
Yeah.
Jeremy, I'm sure there is someone out there who likes Slashdance. I would be confused by that, but that's okay.
Yeah, lots of good stuff on the partner label side. Literally, like you said, too much of a good stuff.
I think that's it.
Connie
CIP,
and CIP.
I mean, yeah, those are the
how
winners.
I didn't see them.
I think they're pretty consistently like winners, I think.
VHS Hitfest is pretty much always great.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
Factory 25 is great. Recommendation for Scrapbook from Saturn.
I've heard some pretty stark mixed things about that one. I'm definitely interested in seeing it, maybe not purchasing it.
I would take a second sight subscription, but it would have to be consistent and cheaper. Second sight is pricey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what Will's talking about.
The Criterion Channel just announced a cat movie theme for January. Did not include any Deaf Crocodile titles. How do we protest?
Well, it sounds like Deaf Crocodile needs to shoot them an email. Because they license some of the partner label stuff for the channel for the limited engagements.
Yep.
I could absolutely see that. If I don't know what kind of language they have in their contracts for streaming, that kind of thing, but I can't imagine that Criterion wouldn't be interested in some of that, especially that art house animation stuff that they have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that cat movie bundle looks like so much fun. I'm a big fan. Adam, what'd you get? I'd be curious about that.
Speaking of old muddy VHS, we would never have thought the standee by the curtains and 3 Men and a Baby for Ghost and Rifle Handle.
I don't understand that comment.
I've not seen that one at all. You got to see that. Have you ever seen 3 Men and a Baby?
A long time ago, to the extent that I don't remember anything about it.
There's a conspiracy of there's a standee that they thought was somebody, or it's meant to look like a rifle handle or whatever. I don't remember what it's supposed to be. No, we don't have a date for Handgun. That would be nice.
Cats would be fun on the Criterion channel. I gotta say, Cats is actually a really good reference point for just how bizarre and uncanny and like of how much of a horror show I think The Polar Express is. I would put those two films at about the same level in terms of how uncomfortable viewing they are. The Strangler, Uranian Dreams, and The War is Over. Nice. That's a good haul.
Cassandra Cat is crazy. That came out from second run, I believe. And pretty much everything from second run is region free usually. The rumor for 3 Men and a Baby was that it was the ghost of a boy who died in the apartment. His mom apparently saw it in the theater and freaked out, according to lore. Now we can just see that it's a standee. So there wouldn't be this conspiracy if it wasn't muddy on VHS.
I see. Okay. No, not for this month. There's not a film desk release. I don't think there's even a book either. I didn't see anything new on that side of things. Question: do those novelizations, do they go out of print when they're done, or do some of them come back?
I think some of them have come back.
Because I'm interested in the Forbidden Zone and Inland Empire. I would like to read those. Inland Empire is already sold out, so I'm out of luck on that. But I'm wondering how much I should prioritize Forbidden Zone.
Well, a lot of times, too, you can find these in other places, not just on the VS website.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. I'm not too worried about it then. Cool. Should we do our plugs?
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead first?
Okay. I have a pretty ambitious video release schedule planned for the rest of the month. So hopefully I can get at least half of that done. Hopefully. Planning on doing... I'm going to make a video kind of outlining the state of the channel and what I plan on doing in the year. So it'll all be there. But suffice it to say, my plans are rather ambitious. And I hope I don't set myself up for failure, but it should be at least something, right? There's also my Patreon, which I would appreciate you taking a look at. There's lots of fun benefits over there. You would help me in this venture and in paying my bills, and I would greatly appreciate that.
And it's linked in the description, so go click that.
It is. Yeah, on both of ours, I think. And that's it. I think for me, I think you should also just, if you're not subscribed to Ryan, I don't know what you're doing. You should go ahead and do that. And I'm sure you have a laundry list of things planned for the immediate and near future. So I'll let you take over on that.
Most stuff I'm not even able to talk about. So I will just say, pay attention to the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards handles. We got the link for voting going out this evening. It's going to be a pretty wild award show this year. There's going to be a lot more that we're trying to not necessarily just do better, but like expand and make this a bigger thing for everybody, and try to make it just go all out for everybody. So pay attention to that. We got some releases that someone's favorite has been announced on in the coming months coming out. Film Masters, I think, is the next release that's dropping, unless there's surprise drops that I don't know about that will come out of nowhere. The newest issue of the Physical Media Advocate is available digitally on Amazon right now or through the Patreon. It will be available on physical, but Amazon is a bitch basically, and they've already denied it 3 different times because they like certain things, like my barcode is too close to text, and even when I fix it, they say nope, still not good enough and stuff like that. So I've been working on the 2 compendium issues for the last 6 weeks, and those have each been denied like 7 times each. So they'll be coming soon. Yeah, it's very frustrating, especially when I need to do like 19 other things. Other than that, I also have a Patreon, link in the description below. Please check that out. Most of the stuff that I do, you can get access to through that as part of it. And yeah, we got a show coming out on Thursday. Will be the guest again, of course. It's the first Thursday of the month. We'll be covering all these announcements and fun stuff. And that's about it for now. It's too much. Thank you all for hanging out.
It's like distracting.
Yeah. Celeste will be back on, I'm sure, for the Vinegar Syndrome sale in May, and probably at least 1 or 12 things before then.
It's a Valentine's Day sale.
Too many sales.
It's my specialty.
All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Have a good new year. I know it's a big deal. Here's to a better one than 2023. Yeah. Thanks. See ya.